Welcome back. Today let's talk about something every beginner photographer needs to hear. The biggest mistakes that photographers make, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. And yes, I made them all as well. Whether you're just starting out with your first camera or you've been experimenting for a while, this video will hopefully help you to skip a couple of mistakes and improve your photos a little bit faster. But now, let's get started. And the number one mistake beginners make is of course obsessing over gear. And I totally get it. Cameras are exciting, lenses are beautiful. And yes, gear can actually make a huge difference. And every photographer loves to buy new cameras and lenses. But the truth is, having the latest mirrorless camera or the most expensive lens will not automatically make your photos better. But of course, don't get me wrong here, gear can make things easier for you. But if you can't take a good picture with your 50mm kit lens, an expensive 85mm f1.2 might not be the solution for better results. At the end of the day, photography is about vision, light and composition. So instead of chasing gear, chase skill first. Learn how to use what you already have. And in this case, master your camera and lens. Know how to use ISO, shutter speed and aperture to get good results. Also, practice composition and understand lighting. For a long period of time I just had my Canon 80D plus the 18-55 kit lens and that's it. So yeah, the gear will come later, you can easily upgrade everything step by step, but the foundation is super important. The second mistake is the full auto mode. Sure, the auto mode feels safe. You turn on the camera, point, shoot and that's it. A decent photo. But here's the problem. The auto mode teaches you not that much. Your camera is making all the creative decisions for you, which means you are not growing. To actually improve, you have to understand why your photo looks the way it does. You can easily start with the aperture priority or shutter priority mode. These automatic modes let you control one key element while the camera handles the rest. Later on you can work your way up to full manual. That's when the magic happens, when you control every aspect of the image. And yes, it's going to be messy at first. Maybe you will mess up exposures or you will blur out highlights. But that's part of the process. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Next up, let's talk about light. And yes, so many beginners ignore it completely. For example, they shoot under harsh sunlight. They forgot about shadows, about direction and about softness. So I can highly recommend to start paying attention to light all the time. Indoors, outdoors, morning, night. Notice how the light hits someone's face. Notice the difference between cloudy and sunny days. Maybe learn about golden and blue hour. Learn how to backlight a subject or how to use window light to your advantage. Because once you start seeing light, your photography instantly levels up. But great photos aren't just sharp and well lit, they're well composed. And composition is a skill you develop over time. For example, don't just place your subject all the time dead center, with no thought to balance, leading lines or framing. So instead, play with symmetry or use negative space. Look for natural frames like doorways or trees. And always ask yourself, what do I want the viewer to focus on? The answer to that question should guide your entire composition. Another smaller mistake is taking hundreds of photos hoping one turns out okay. Sure, in these days that's possible, and in some situations taking a lot of photos is super important. In this case, wildlife photography is a great example, but in most cases I can highly recommend to slow down instead. Think before you shoot. Try to come up with an idea first, then adjust your settings, choose your angle, and then shoot with intention. You will not only get better photos, you will also spend less time in the post-production. At the end of the day, it's not about quantity, it's about quality and purpose. And that's a perfect opportunity to talk about another huge mistake. Let's talk about JPEG versus RAW. Sure, shooting JPEG might seem convenient, smaller files, easier to upload, but you're missing out so much flexibility. At the end of the day, RAW files contain all the image data your sensor captured. That means way more control when editing. And yes, RAW files are bigger and yes, you will need to process them. But if you're serious about photography, shoot RAW. It actually makes things so much easier. Another mistake that we all did is ignoring the background. You can have the perfect subject, perfect light, perfect composition and still ruin the photo with a messy background. And I totally understand that. As beginners we focus so hard on the subject that we forgot to look behind it. And yes, the background can make or break your shot. So every time you're about to press the shutter, double check your background. And in this case, move your subject, change your angle, maybe use a wider aperture to blur the background. Your photos will instantly feel more professional. Another topic that we need to talk about is inspiration. And yes, inspiration is great, but it's also unreliable. If you only shoot when you feel like it, your growth will be slow. Instead, I can highly recommend to treat photography like a skill, something that you have to practice all the time. For example, set challenges, shoot every day for a week, try a new genre each weekend, or maybe limit yourself to one lens for a month. The more you shoot, the better your eye becomes, and inspiration will come more often. And when it does, you will be ready to capture it. And finally, the biggest mistake, giving up before you see progress. Photography can be frustrating. So yes, you will have ups and downs. You will compare yourself to others, and maybe you will think that your photos aren't good enough. But here's the thing, every photographer started right where you are. They took bad photos, they struggled, they slowly improved their work. So don't quit, keep shooting, keep learning. Look back at your old photos and celebrate how far you've come. At the end of the day, this is a journey, so enjoy it. But yeah, if you've made it this far in this video, I want to leave you with some bonus tips that can make a huge difference in your journey. And the first bonus tip is get to know your camera. Learn every button, every menu, every custom function. Your gear should feel like an extension of your hand. The second tip is something that I can highly recommend. Print your work. Seeing your photos in physical form gives you a whole new perspective. It's also a great way to spot areas for improvement. And the third tip, back up everything. Twice. Use external hard drives, cloud storage, whatever you need, just don't lose your work. It's super important to look back at old photos. And finally, photography is not about perfection. It's about progress, about seeing the world differently, about capturing moments that will otherwise disappear. So always keep shooting. But yeah, what's your favorite camera? Let me know that in the comments. So, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to stay updated for upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video.